Welcome back to another Caleb's Aquatics video. Title and thumbnail of this video is how to build a monster aquarium stand for under relatively around $100. I know, it seems impossible, but I simply have done it for under $100. I know guys, I know. I'm setting records around here. But let's get right into the video and we'll show you around. First thing is to clarify, this is my quote-unquote monster aquarium. It's a 300-gallon aquarium. It's not monster, but it's a decent-sized aquarium. This is a 300-gallon aquarium. It also has dividers in there, so it's kind of like 475-gallon aquariums. But this is 8 feet long, 3 feet wide. When I did this whole racking system, this whole rack, I just put these bars. These are only these are 8-foot bars, but they would not hold this type of tank. So I go ahead and build my own racking system. So let's first show you what we need. So there's a couple things we need. We are going to need 24 bricks. So there are a couple things that you're going to need first. So first, I don't have any sort of Menards. I don't have any sort of Home Depot. I only have Menards myself. So all these things were purchased from Menards. That's my personal local dealership of supplies, if you want to call it that, hardware store. So the first thing you're going to need is bricks. Now, I accidentally got two different types of bricks. You guys can see this top one that has like the weird like shape for a 2x4 on top. Those ones over there don't have that. So yeah, they'll work the same things. But these are the common bricks. These are about $1.09. I believe they take $26 for 24 of them. So they're like $1.10 or so. But yeah, so I got these from Menards. They're like $1 a piece. Very simple concrete blocks. These things hold up houses. Like, these things are not going nowhere. So I picked up 24 of these for my particular build. It's worth to say that every single build is different. If you have a 500-gallon tank, if you have whatever. This is just what's working for my 300-gallon tank. For example, if you have a 1,000-gallon tank, you might need to get 50 of these bricks or something to re-support. I'm just trying to tell you what my personal experience was for this stand, how I'm going to be building it. So here's what I got so far set up. Here is the 8x4 piece of plywood. You're going to want to pick up a piece of plywood. This is 3/4 inch plywood, 1/2 inch plywood, 3/4 inch plywood. This stuff is $60. Crazy prices, I understand. These things used to be like $10 a year ago, now they're $60. So prices are very much inflated on these things. But those are main costs. I mean, what, you got about $26 and $65 of tax, so do the math. About $90 and a lot of other $10 you're gonna want on glue. I do not have the glue yet, but when you have your bricks like this, you don't want anything to tip over. So you're gonna want to glue your bricks together with getting nice concrete glue to glue on here and put the other one on top, smush them together so they have nice glue. So they're like pretty much just one big old block. This is how it's looking now. My 300-gallon aquarium over there is only 3 feet wide. This is 4 feet wide. So I need to get the table saw and cut off a foot of this board. And then this will be a 3 by 8 foot piece of board. That will fit perfect for the acrylic. I'm going to put some sort of cushion on that for the acrylic to sit on top. These things are just not in the final position. They're just kind of sitting there as of now of what they're going to be looking like. But these things, what you're going to do is pretty much one on each corner. Now, every single tank is different, so I can't tell you this and that, but because every single tank is different. But for my personal use, I put one in each corner. So obviously, when there's this 6 inches cut off, it will line up perfectly with this. So there's each one corner. You're gonna want a stack of bricks. I'm going 4 high. I only have 3 now. I'm gonna add a brick just because this is too short to fit a sump system underneath. So I'm gonna be adding one more brick. There's that, and now you obviously have an 8-foot center. So I'm going to put one in the dead center, so I will have one covering that. So the only span that they have is no brick. It's going to be a 4-foot span from here to here with those bricks. So that's the only span that I have without an actual concrete blocks. But I mean, I don't know what else I can tell you about this. I mean, it's very, very simple aquarium stand. I mean, pretty much building it up, make sure your things are solid, make sure your floor is solid, putting a board on top. I mean, that's really all there is. I mean, sometimes you can get more fancier. Like this is, for example, this is a 125-gallon aquarium racking stand. This thing was $150, $200, like something like that for that. So that was a lot more expensive than than this 300-gallon aquarium stand for less than $100. I mean, you can't go wrong with these things. These things literally hold up houses. So these concrete blocks are going nowhere. You gotta make sure you get thick enough plywood. Don't get half-inch. Don't cheap out on this. So all the plywood can actually expand the pressure throughout the whole board, and not just in one pressure spot and then end up breaking your aquarium or your stand. I mean, but that's really about it for this thing. I mean, it's super simple. I mean, I can't go on to ramble even more about this thing. Very simple. Obviously, I'm not a lawyer, so don't sue me. I'm just kidding. But I'm not a building expert. But this is common sense, really. So I mean, there's not much more to tell you about this thing without rambling on for another hour and a half. Other than pretty much concrete blocks, piece of plywood on top. Make sure you have some sort of cushion if you have an acrylic tank. You want to make sure it's nice and cushioned for if there's any uneveness on the acrylic, it won't crack or anything like that. There's another measure of safety. But I mean, other than that, guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. It's kind of a short video, I believe, less than 10 minutes. I can't ramble anymore about this thing, so I mean, let's get this video ended up and over with. But thank you guys all so much for watching today's video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you like and subscribe. But other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.